Hey, what is up guys, Control here, and today's video is going to be on burn. So PNC burn is something that I believe on Sunday's stream we tried to pick up and play after losing to one, after winning a ton with a higher list. We swapped it up and we're like, let's try to build this. So we really saw a couple cards from the opponent when they played the PNC Shadow Isles burn. But the main idea behind the deck is Prankster plus Neverglade Collector, just allowing all of your small stuff to do a lot of damage basically. Big combo card here from PNC is use Cast Salesman, because the cost of cast obviously will always blow up at the end of the round and do 1 damage already. Very good with the Prankster and the Collector, and the rest of the PNC cards are just going to be basically burn, Mystic Shot, Get Excited, and Suit Up, so we had that right. But our early game was a little bit different. Boom Crew Rookie I don't think makes it into the final cut, and we played a little bit too hard for Spiders. I wanted to make Curse Keeper work, and I couldn't really figure out exactly how to do that. But, you know, took Monday off. Monday's my off day. We like to take a little bit of a relaxation break, so I did. Came back, today is Tuesday, and I saw this on the timeline for Twitter, so I decided I'd jam some games today. Differences are, I mean, there's just less Spiders, Curse Keeper, Butcher thrown in there, and the Caretaker obviously is still there. And Kalista was one of the big changes that I didn't run. No Kalista. This guy does run Kalista in the list, so that's going to be one of the massive changes, I guess, is just another champion. It definitely makes sense to run her. She's so powerful as a 4/3 with Fearsome that you do just require a big blocker to answer. And if she does level up, which is very easy in a list like this, the Ephemeral unit obviously will always work with the Collector slash Prankster, right? So definitely a solid addition to the list, and I do believe this version is better than the one that I came up with. So the list that we found was from Zero to Infinity on Twitter, Prankster burn from 800 to top 100. Yeah, so that's basically where I got it from. Definitely thought it was a good idea to spin some games with it, because I mean I was having fun with it the first time I played it with my own initial version, but I do think that the Curse Keeper edition and figuring out how to play that exactly made the list a little bit better. As far as your mulligan goes for the list, I think it's pretty straightforward. You want to, you know, just have it basically be pretty similar to Vayhunder. You want to play for a curve of units. You know, an example would be like Bark Beast into like Curse Keeper into Caretaker on odds, or if you're on evens, you know, something like Aristocrat into Elise into like a Callisto would be fine for, you know, an opener. Basically just 1, 2, 3. You can also keep the Neverglade Collector and Prankster in your hand. That should be fine as well. But it's a very, very straightforward deck to mulligan and play, I think, for the most part. We could talk about tech cards maybe. You can potentially cut some Haunted Relics. It did not feel that great to play with. For, you know, maybe like another Suit Up or Get Excited. That would be potentially fine. Not too sure what else I would really say would be a great decision as far as teching goes for a list like this. You know, maybe like a Vile Feast you think could be good. That's fine. You can run that. I could see maybe wanting like a third Get Excited or third Suit Up though. So I mean, maybe cutting the Haunted Relics could just be good for that if that's your choice. But I wouldn't really say go too much further than that, because I think the core of the list is pretty strong, especially with the Keeper package. If you want to cut stuff, you kind of have to cut the whole Keeper package if you're going to cut like a Butcher or something, because then it just gets that much worse. But overall, I'd say the deck's pretty good. Definitely one worth running, and yeah, it's definitely not the most difficult deck to play with in the world. And if you like to play the old PNC burn, you'll definitely like this as well. And if you liked the, you know, Noxus plus Ionia elusive aggro burn, probably like this too. This one's a little bit more board based though. So I mean, I guess you could say like the board based Noxus PNC burns also board based. You just play elusives instead. In this version, you kind of want your units to die, and then, you know, Prankster and Everglade Collector kind of just take the game over. Definitely a fun one to play with a little bit. So I definitely recommend giving it a spin. It's kind of just a fresh deck, and I mean, who doesn't like playing with Prankster and Collector? Always try to make these guys work with ephemeral decks, and well, it turns out they're a little bit better in aggro, where your opponent has to remove well, the unit and the Prankster at the same time, and maybe they don't have enough removal for both, so then you pop off. That's about it. Enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun with this list, so I definitely recommend giving it a try if you guys are interested. Again, we went 10 and 2 with it, so it's one that you know, I think is competitive and good, and helped us climb Master Ladder today. Actually, I think we started at about 800, and we finished the day at about 300. So yeah, pretty good climb. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Smash the like button if you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. So sometimes good. Bark Beast plus Elise are good as well. Probably just toss them though. I think that I do want like a Prankster and Everglade a lot of time. So 1, 2, 3 ABC. It's like a card for sure. I don't know how happy I am about it though. It's definitely not bad or anything, but is it really ideal? Hey Daniel, how are you? Elusive players never play poorly? True. You can't play poorly if you play elusives. It's actually interesting. It's very, very true though. Okay. Another bark beast, okay. Sure. Block a lease into the bloom then? If he just passes, I'd probably just play the caretaker on the spider and then we're happy. I think he attacks, so it's kind of awkward for me, right? I think it would be at least seppuku's just fine as well. Okay, no Elise seppuku then. Prankster. Ooh, Prankster does stuff here. You can grasp as well, but also whale. I don't even really want to talk about whale, to be honest. It's really good. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I think I just do this, so. Like, I don't know, you can talk about that turn for a long time, I think, but I feel like the caretaker is just good. And like, even in the case that he has whale here, it's not really like that insane for him. I still attack, I connect with 1, 2 technically. What do you do during combat? So you have the spider too. Peace, sure. I don't think I'm greeting with this. Maybe I am. Okay, I guess I am. I am one greedy mother trucker. So my card dies. My Elise can go in. Doesn't get blocked by anything. Should it just be Callie in second then? Because Callie's gonna get hit, blocked by the Blunder. So Callie goes in, she's leveled, right? She gets blocked, she's a 5-1. Elise goes in, puts him at 2 again, 3 heals. But I guess it just means that he'd heal twice, Elise would go in, then the Bark Beast go in, I guess. That should be okay, I guess.
Skitter out from the darkness.
I'm thinking that's okay at least. Sure, you can kill you at least too, that's okay. I mean, like, at this point, she's really not that great, right? Like, we're clearly not gonna level her, so it's kind of fine. Play some games. You are so tryhard. Thanks, man. Try my best. I don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment or not, but I usually try to play well, yeah. I don't always do the best job. I could say tonight I'm like 2-1 so far, but I think in every single game I've made a pretty big fuck up at least once. So I don't know how great that is, but you know, everybody fucks up now and then. I don't think I do anything about that. I think I just say okay. Play the prankster guy. Yeah, I could get excited. I just don't really think it's that great. I just don't find like enough value in it, I guess. Bark Beast equals breakfast? Yes, sir. Miss call. What will we want? Okay, look at that. Miss calling a spider. I love it. It's just a move. Really a phenomenal play. Okay. So I can block 3 damage and I get excited and win. In the context of not dying, it definitely did do something, because I mean, in some cases he does just live here. So, plays this through the 3 mana 1/1. Yes, so you're right, 3 mana 1/1. And now he salvages, okay. So he played Get Excited and Win, I think. I can glimpse whatever he plays Feast on to win, so. Hit the button and we should be good to go. Okay, kind of a gross deck to be honest. We're not even doing like the crazy prankster and Everglade stuff either. We're just kind of playing like an aggressive Blaze. And just really popping because of that. Is everybody playing deep today? I'm like less than an hour into the stream. This is like the 4th deep matchup, I think. I could just be tripping, but I'm pretty sure that's like at least a 3rd or 4th, right? It's kind of weird. Deep's like one of those decks that's like super strong, but I feel like you just don't see that often because people get bored of it and try other stuff. It's like really popping for the first couple of weeks of the expansion and still is really strong, but I feel like people just don't play it a ton at the moment. Other than today, obviously. I mean, right now we've got literally like the 3rd or 4th deep matchup in less than an hour. Double prankster hand, sure. Open for the 1 free, I think. I play a lot of stuff that can block my 1/1, sorry. Play the Keeper too. The Argy Keeper is always one free anyways. So my play could have just been bad. Okay. Well, he's just gonna pass him, so I mean, it's fine. Suit up is so good here, man. It's insane. See, my dabs are weak. Fuck you, man. Your dabs are weak. You don't know me. You don't know my story. I'm the best dabber in a 20-meter proximity of my mom's house. What are you? It's probably a suit up mystic type of play. Fit the 4 in. It's kinda just awkward though. It's not terrible. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom! I got you guys. Dabbing is not not an easy activity. It's actually quite difficult to do. It's one of the things that I would recommend giving a spin if you feel like you're comfortable and well, I guess athletic enough to do it. But it's one of the things, if you are a digital athlete, you will get a little bit better at it, I think. Who can guess what I'm gonna do into the 4-1? You said Mystic Shot, you get a prize. Caretaker's kinda good too. Technically Caretaker the 4-1 to get a lot of more stuff to like pop off with, but yeah, it's probably the play now. You play as Withering Whale again? I swear to God, dude. Like, I mean, I push a lot of damage at it, so it doesn't really matter that much. It's kind of annoying. Let's say that, right? It kind of is annoying. Hey, thanks to the raid, Fryma. Appreciate it, man. How's your stream, dude? Grasp, okay. Not gonna lie, not the biggest fan of that, but sure. It's all good. So we do that stuff. Goes to 11. I don't think I really want to play the Relic here either. It's just not really that good. The look honestly could have just been like Mystic the Wander. Because he couldn't glimpse or anything. It's okay though, it's not the end of the world. And yeah, I'm not gonna take just the 3 with this. Hopefully get like the Collector, the Prankster to push potentially a little bit more. We'll see. If you want to impress your friends, just dab 20 times. Yeah, that's one way to do it, man. Everybody, usually has their own individual talents and skills. And I mean, for me, one of those is just dabbing a lot of times in a row. I'm not really good at too much else. I win sometimes in online card games as well. But, don't usually brag about that, right? It's one of the ones I like to keep more low-key. So that'll level relatively soon. You can't do anything else. Maybe it is just time to do this now. I guess you could just like argue like why not do it next round anyways. Because it's like guaranteed 8, then I push 2, then I'm 1 off, right? But if this dies, then I'm not 1 off. But it wouldn't die because this is not deep, so a little bit of a weird one. I think the pass is fine then. It's based on my mathematical calculations, I would in fact be 1 off lethal there. So play this guy and then do some stuff, I think. Plays Obliterate guy, it'd be kind of annoying, but that's okay. Have to be here too, so I mean I would keep the Drain guy. Not the difference like is very small, right? It's not really that relevant which one we keep alive and which one we have die, but it does matter a little bit. You've been rewatching Soul Eater recently. Should watch it if I haven't. I don't think I've watched Soul Eater. I do not believe that I've watched an anime. That should be fine. So I'm gonna have to Mystic Shot the Obliterate card now and we should be okay. I believe is what the look is here. So alright, I'll block the 4-3 so I don't have anything die. This guy's head is massive. Oh no, he does the grasp thing. That's kind of bad. So 12, okay. I mean, that's gotta be fine though. I don't have like a glimpse or anything to play around that. Can put him to 9 and then again, we're still like pretty far off with him at 9. It's like the whole thing with like whether or not we just want this to be guaranteed basically. For damage here. I'm not too sure, to be honest, whether I do want to say that's just going to be guaranteed 3 or not. Because I feel like it's going to be pretty free at the end of this phase as well. It's just, it gets a little bit sketchy, basically. Because you can then just, like, do things to the prankster that I might not be able to respond to. And it's not even like I have that great of odds to draw like another Prankster Collector, because there are only 3 cards on my list now, so it's probably was to see YOLO take that. Because we're kind of at the point where he's going to be playing a lot of things that are going to have Challenger Fearsome anyways. It's not like these are going to be good for blocking. It's tough. So that happens, I can Mystic Shot that. So then my card lives. And then he can play Salvage to play around that if he wants. Nope, no Salvage, okay. So I think I just do this now. Which will then probably lead to him not attacking. Which means I don't develop a lease, which is kind of weird. But it's still okay, I think. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just not gonna be wider than him now, which really sucks. Mystic, okay.
I pull this.
Who's deep? So if I have 4 cards die, then we put him in range of the Mystic plus Get Excited for next rounds, which should be ideal here. So I mean, sometimes this is going to be enough for this exact hand. He's played 2 Grasps and a Feast already too. I don't think that the cards that are tossed are tracked yet. I'm pretty sure that there's no API for that, so it's not part of trackers at the moment. But I mean, this is still pretty good for us, right? Can't really complain about too much. He just goes to 5, we're just happy, I think. So okay, that's cool. So he blocks the Fearsome cards, or the cards that can... Like, I guess he didn't even do that, right? Because the Abomination's still alive. But one of the Fearsome cards, so... He doesn't even have lethal without, That's fine, that's fine. So I mean, now he does, without, Atrocity, I was gonna say he wouldn't win without. But now it's pretty clear he does have lethal, so I mean, he's gonna have 2 cards, and one of them is gonna have to be like a Grasp or Feast or Whale. I don't think he's drawn Whales yet either, so it's pretty likely he's gonna have one actually. Which kind of sucks, but it's all good. Okay, so that's kind of a big board, but who wins? One big board or one dummy Get Excited Mystic Shot combo? I'm gonna say the one dummy Mystic Shot Get Excited combo. That's it's up for debate, obviously, because I mean he could just have a Whale or a Feast here, but or even a Grasp. But I'm pretty sure we just win. I think we baited him into thinking that he's gonna get the dub, and then we just throw it back and get the win. Plays Atrocity. Are we dead? No, we're not dead. We win, I think. This spell goes off first. We're not dead, and then we just Mystic Get Excited. Nice. Okay, good win. Yeah. So we masturbated him into thinking he's gonna win there. Crazy. MF Sedge, okay. With every single 3-cost card I have in my deck. I feel like I don't even like keeping Kali over Prankster here. You're on odds as well, so maybe you can keep both, but it's just a little bit sketchy, because sometimes you just won't pick up a 1 or 2 drop, and it's not like we have a lot of 1s anyways. Or like even a lot of 2s, realistically. This version is a lot worse at playing defensively. Unless you have exactly Keeper plus the Butcher, then I mean it's pretty good at playing defensively actually. So probably go Kali over the Prankster. Just to start scaling her. Second Kali, okay. Play the Kali. Play something with more than 3 attack, I definitely wouldn't do this. I feel like this and just attack here is still fine, right? Like, we either push damage or get some blocks that he doesn't really want to have go through. Like, he's happy about our 3-2 into his 2-2 Butcher, but that's about it. Other than that, I mean, none of this is really that appealing to him. MF treating the Calista, I think, is good for us as well, right? So I think I'm fine with that, especially with another one in hand. Really not too concerned about that. If he wants to greet the Merchant, I mean, me pushing 4 here is so good for us. Don't think I ever keep Prankster in opener. I mean, yeah, you could be right in this version. That may not be tracked. So the version I was initially playing was a lot more focused on just having wider boards, I guess, whereas this one isn't really with the Curse Keeper stuff. So yeah, you can be correct about that. With Kalista, I mean, it's just clear that the priority is going to be for playing her most of the time. So the play that I made could be bad, yeah. Definitely could agree with that. Someone die. I mean, they can play the Prankster here if you want. I'm not gonna have anything die though, unless this goes here. Which, I mean, he's not gonna attack with the Grifter, right? He just doesn't want my card to die, so Kali will flip, so that's not gonna be a thing. Should still be that, I think. Really? That is interesting, but I will take that for sure, okay.
Love ya.
I'm not gonna lie, I really do not get that, but sure. Okay. Pass. So I feel like I'd rather just develop this, let him play something for 5. Kali's just not gonna die during her attack anyways, this is fine. It's not a Sedge turn, so there's really not too much to be worried about. Cool, Kali's gonna be vulnerable, not a big deal. Just push damage here. Like, the Kali doesn't even really matter at this point, it's more the Prankster and the Collector, especially with the cast skills menu. That is gonna be really what matters for us. It's a nutty. These type of boards are just so impossible to deal with for decks like Sedge MF, where you just have like the Collector and the Prankster up at once, and you know, if you've kind of stabilized around that, it's just really impossible to beat this deck for a lot of lists. Just because a lot of these like tempo-oriented decks just want to keep on curving it with minions and scaling, and like doing that's just not going to work against this list, because the way you want to win is with units, and if you're trying to do that, you know, any kind of minion combat is just going to kill you. Like here, I just played the Cast Salesman, and it's literally checkmate. He has to clear both the Collector and the Prankster to not die here, and this is not going to happen. It's really gross. Like, what he does here is completely irrelevant. We do just get the win. He's got 5 mana. You can play like a hired gun. It wouldn't even hit the Collector or the Prankster. Okay, so now he can clear one of the Pranksters, but he has to clear the Prankster and the Collector, because I mean these are doing 2 by themselves, and they're going to do 2 more with the Collector. So it's still unfortunately not going to be enough. Like in this case, what it looks like he wants to do is something with I guess Maker Main maybe, and try to just high roll and hit the Collector. But I still don't think it's really the look. Like, Mystic very sure, so he's now at 3 health, which means he's technically not dead, but I mean I'm just gonna Mystic Shot his face, and he's gonna just like blow up at the end of the phase, and yeah, he's gonna be dead. Or you can just do that, and then this will trigger because the love tap will go off, and I'll get 3 for it, and then that'll just be lethal. So definitely an unfortunate one for him, man. But I mean, it's one of those where really it's why this list is powerful, is because you play like the same solid early game package you do in Shadow Isles, and you just have like some of the broken, I guess, supportish cards with like Cast Salesman and I guess his burn of like Mystic get excited and suit up to be dumb sometimes from PNZ, and it just kind of works. Against the Nivea Thresh, probably fine to keep a Collector. Bark Beast and Aristocrat are fine as well.
That egg. Did it move?
Aristocrat's fine, yeah.
What's that noise? No.
Sure. Okay with that too. Keeper that's cursed. Do I play Bark Beast on, or do I just like Curse Keeper here? I don't have like a Kali or anything, so it's not likely I have one, right? I think a lot of time Bark Beast is better though.
I must get out of here.
Sure.
Light the signal fires. No.
I'm just let him push 1 here, I don't really care.
It's playtime.
The legal guys. Oh no. This feels like it's just hold spell mana type of turn and then go for collector next round. Oh man. White meat or dark? Good question. Get the one in, I think. Cool. Easy glimpse. Always just nice to wait on that. It's not like getting the healing off is really that crazy for him or anything, but it is just good for us to have that hit, I guess, like a relevant target rather than something that's not relevant. It's good stuff. This is Thresh turn, by the way. Important to note here. That's a Thresh. Probably play Collector post-combat. By post-combat, I mean next round. I could also just pass and let him do stuff here, but it's not really that great for us. He kills 3/3. Dies. It's not like a challenging kill that anyways. If I pass, he can just pass as well, but I think I just take the risk here. So I'm pretty sure he's going to want to attack. Nice. And it's kind of weird because I feel like in a lot of these situations where my opponents do this to me, like say I play like a big card and then my opponent passes because they want to do something post-combat, a lot of the time like I just say that's fine and I pass and I make them waste 5 mana. And I feel like that's actually like a really, really good thing that, that you'll do once you get like higher up on ladder and play a little bit more. Is like, yeah, this attack seems really good, but I think that a lot of time he'd actually want to pass here because like I get punished really heavily if I float 5 mana for units with a list like this against him. It's funny, like it's not like super obvious though, and I mean you have to play matchups over and over again. I mean, maybe just trying out an Anivia deck for fun, but that's one thing that I think that you don't see like a lot of like the 3K master players doing. Well, I mean, so I only waste 3 mana, right? So you can think about it, but the thing is I'm playing like a burn deck that needs to utilize units, right? It's not like spell mana is really that relevant for me at all for the most part, because I do need to get my units in play to do damage, so I think that would be the way that you would think about it. Is it's not that I waste 3 mana. Like I only waste 3 mana, it's that I waste 5 mana for units that I can play in combat with. Would be the way to think about it. The button. I may have to just like get excited that or it's gonna level. It's gonna bad.
Witness my
So bad though, but I think I have to do it. Sure, give him a value trade. I could not give him a value trade sometimes, it's kind of fine. Space is kind of an issue in this deck though, is the thing, so I may just want to like give it up. Get the damage in. It's pretty fine. So spell mana is worth like half a mana? I mean, it kind of depends. It's hard to put like a value on it for sure, but I wouldn't say it's as valuable as like as your actual mana. In some decks, like they're almost just interchangeable and they don't really matter too much, right? You know, between spell mana and actual mana for units, but this is definitely one of the ones where I would say that's the differences do kind of matter a little bit. Because you kind of get to a point later on in the game where like you don't even care that you have 8 mana to spend on turn 8, because you know basically the window of opportunity to win the game with is like kind of done and you're just gonna lose. So because it's a list that just really requires you to win fast, it means that like just early spell or early mana for units is just so much more valuable than it would be in a lot of other cases. I don't really know if I'm doing a good job trying to get my point across. I feel like I'm really not, but you know. Okay, spells. Oh no. It's kind of a juice up oil for him. Can glimpse, I guess. Denies his healing. This is like a good glimpse. It's not insane though, but I get well, another Neverglade collector, so I guess it's the best glimpse in the entire world, but never mind. Absolutely could not be better. Poggers in the chat. Hello, my friend Bark Beast. How are you?
First one's
Should be okay. This game should be a fat L at this point, by the way. It's not looking too hot. Can honestly probably attack with this here. I don't really see a reason to like greed, just like, you know, not attacking with the collector, just because we kind of do have to do that to win. Could even decide the Bark Beast just like... probably should have been Bark Beast like far back. Collector a little bit closer to the front. It's probably a little bit better there. Sure, those blocks are fine, so he goes to 11. That's actually a pretty juiced of him though. Thresher. So his pass, we put him at 7. Kelly at this point is completely useless. She does absolutely nothing. So if our collector doesn't die, we technically win here, but I mean, collector's dying here in every case, so probably should not really talk about that. Because like, yeah, if he doesn't have a feast, we kill him, but I mean, he has a feast every time, so play your hand. It's like one of the unfortunate parts about playing an aggro deck is you do have to, you know, just commit to stuff like that sometimes, where you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna lose, so might as well, I guess, try to do what I can before I take my fattest of fat L's. Miscall another Thresh. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. So non-leveled up Cali. So right now we push 1 damage with the unit. Can glimpse first, I guess, to get some more cards. Then we're like on an even footing with him. And you know, we can maybe like sneak a win here. It's not like it's the most unlikely thing, right? He's at 5 health. Prankster's really good in that sense. So the Abomination technically will not die. If I try to win here, he can't grasp the respawn. So if I attack with these two, this will still be a 4/4, and then I have to like discard this. So he should almost never go Rekindler into this to clear it. But maybe if he does, it's worth. Okay, nice. I was gonna say like I could always just do that post combat, or like I have it die anyways, but I can't get excited then obviously, but it's okay. So we put him at 3 and then it's just feast then, I think. That's it. Hasn't played one yet though, so I mean it's relatively likely, but well, here goes nothing. Honestly, man, that's burn a lot of the time where you just like, you get to a point in the game, if you didn't like really draw the nuttiest hand of the game, or maybe your opponent had a lot of answers, you kind of just like play it out, and maybe you get there like in a very tight kind of outcome like that. It's like, it's a nice win, don't get me wrong, but it's one that like you really shouldn't expect to win at that point. Because if your opponent makes it to like turn 9-10, they probably will stabilize, but you do get those dubs. It does feel pretty good. I feel like dark mode should be default for websites. It's just so much nicer to look at. Thresh GP. Bark Beast, least Prankster. Sure. Should be fine. Users were saying that I shouldn't keep Prankster and the Collector, but I don't know. I like them a lot. It makes sense to play for like Kalista if you can, but I think if I just have like a 1-2-3 that's as good as that, I'm just gonna keep. Where's the bait? I always am baiting. It's not like where is it? It's just a constant kind of happening. It's going nowhere, don't worry. The tracker, exclamation mark tracker chat for the deck tracker. That will be how you get that, my friends. My water jug is sweating, so I just got water sweating all over my my crotch. It's nice. It kind of feels like I pissed myself, actually. Definitely a great look. That's a daily check, man. Me spilling water on myself because of the water jug is just something that happens multiple times per day. Make it rain, sure. Oh, that is unlucky, my friends. You know, you can't say you're always lucky, but sometimes you spill water on your crotch and then your bark beast lives and you gotta do 5 damage instead of like 4. So I mean, we'll take it. Everything in life is about give and take, I guess. Sometimes you take water and put it on your crotch and then you get a 3-3. It's an okay trade. Sure.
It's playtime.
I'm not like the biggest fan of these trades, but it's fine. Wonder if they'll kill the Elise or the Bark Beast. This Elise again. Makes sense. He generates more threats for us for sure, so I mean I can see why he would want to do that. It's fine. Just take him.
Get him.
Still have mana to like glimpse after playing Elise. I think it's the move. I don't think I want to save spell mana to play the Get Excited. It's not worth it. Another Prankster as well. So Thresh kills the Prankster. Can just do that. So making his life awkward, I guess, is my idea here. I don't want to glimpse that. I'd rather glimpse like a Grasp or something. Something that'll just be more impactful and like what I'm actually alright. Because in this case, I mean, I really don't need cards. We know what we're doing. We're playing Neverglade Collectors, so we play our Neverglade Collectors, and that kind of just makes it so he really doesn't have too many great ways to get back in the game other than killing them. And that's really when this deck becomes, I guess at peak power, you could say maybe, is when you're, you know, allowing yourself to be in spots like this where your opponent is really just forced to clear Neverglade Collectors before clearing the rest of your stuff, or they just die. And they really just can't clear the Neverglade Collectors to begin with, so it's sort of just a good look, where then your units are just hitting and you're just getting damage in, and then you do have things like the Get Excited to finish them off, or even like glimpsing your own minion for 2 damage. It's kind of good. Box, okay. Box Whale. This guy's nuts. So he's a 5. So like glimpse, I put him at 3, right? I'm at 3 worth it. Probably. Wait, do I even get any extra? No, because the box, no, the way that the spell stack works is Whale goes off first. So none of my units die, and then box goes off. So he actually stacked it wrong, I think. So I don't glimpse for any extra damage here then. So I say okay then. I don't do anything else. I'm pretty sure at least, yeah. So like glimpsing here wouldn't actually gain me anything, right? Yeah. If he stacked it the other way around, I think that the big guy would have died at the same time. I guess to be fair though, then box would still hit the 1/1s though. But he would have saved 1 more health because he wouldn't have killed like the 1/1 when I had over on the left side. So technically still wrong. You don't like the White Claw you're drinking, that's unfortunate. The only thing about White Claws is they're really not supposed to taste like too much. You're supposed to be very straightforward and simple, I think. I could be wrong, but that was kind of like the, I don't know if I'd say selling point on it for me, but it was like, I think I start with this.
First one's
It's not really supposed to taste like liquor. It's supposed to be like a light and kind of taste like the flavoring, while at the same time not having too many calories attached to it, I guess, is the selling point for those. Place the box, because no mana is Thresh is leveled, so then I just do this and then we win the game. GG. Pretty free win. Which, like, against a lot of these like control decks, you usually just do quite well, because I mean they can play removal cards into you all the time, but again the problem for them is that, you know, them removing your stuff usually ends up dealing damage to them. So I mean, this is one of those matchups where I believe I actually kept the Prankster my opener and felt like it worked out quite well. Like in general, like the Collectors and Pranksters just carried this game, I think, so You know, it's nice we didn't really let him turn the corner or anything, and I could punish his removal type spells. He has a level of animation and we get a dub, boys. Let's go. Easy collapse in the chat.
Leaving so soon, the little ones will miss you.
Well, I mean, okay, just because I like something doesn't mean you will, right? Like, I got like the variety pack and I had 4 of each of them, or maybe 3 of each of them. But I mean, just because I prefer it doesn't mean that it's always gonna be the best. Like, I think a lot of my friends like Lime the most, I think. And I think Lime is the shittiest. So I mean, it's one of those. Alright guys, perfect mulligan, nice. I get the 1-drop, a prankster, a collector against, what are we against? Elise Lux, yeah. Honestly, could not have asked for a better starting hand, so good work with that, guys. Always a huge fan of those bathroom mulligans. They're honestly some of my best moments in playing Legends of Runeterra. Elise Lux, I kind of like that. Honestly, just a really strong champion. So I could play the Butcher now to play her an open attack if we want. I feel like I don't really care about that too much though. Honestly, like him getting a little bit of Elise value is fine. Sure. So I could block the 1/1 and then not play the Butcher, which probably makes the most sense. But yeah, let's do it like this. I think. So 5-second Q. That's all good. Don't worry. Sometimes I should get punished for bathroom mulliganing. It's just the way the game should work. Anybody find the ladder difficult now? Well, I mean, that's one of the things about this game, right? Is a lot of it's just very easy and accessible to, well, I guess find decks to play. So a lot of the time you're gonna find that your opponents are gonna play those tier 1 type of decks. So I can understand where your frustration comes from. I for sure can, man. I mean, the tier 1 decks can be annoying to play against all day, but it's just, it's a part of the game, I guess. Is that they do in fact just exist. So that's really bad in the context of our prankster, right? Really, really bad. So, how do we do this? Caretaker's just not very good. It's actually just really bad here. Use one like that and then play the 3-2 on the second one. We can move so we can at least block Elise when our unit dies. But I think one of the things is, even if all you're queuing into is like top tier meta decks, which in a game like Legends of Runeterra should be the case for the most part. Most people on ladder are going to be like getting their list from like Swimmer Mogwai, right? So if that's the case, that you're playing against people who are, you know, playing whatever, you know, Swimmer Mogwai is saying really good. I mean, the best way to climb is still, you know, pretty straightforward. Just get good at the game. I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously, but you really don't have to do anything too fancy to climb. I think that you just have to play well consistently. That would be what I would say, at least. So I wouldn't really worry too much about anything else for the most part, other than focusing on your own play and playing well. Because I mean, even if you're playing against people who also have strong decks, if you just play better than them, which at lower ranks you can't do a lot of time, then just look climb. See nothing but the Human decks this week? It's, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's probably the easiest tier 1 deck to play. That and Deep, I would say both of those are like very, very straightforward lists that are kind of hard to mess up. So I can definitely see getting frustrated at those for sure. I think just saying that's gonna happen is gonna be fine. We're not really in the best spot ever here, honestly. I would say this one's most likely gonna be a loss. Just because of like the persuaders and stuff, just really tough to deal with. Can play the prankster and a caretaker here if we want. It's probably the look. Lux, sure. So what am I even trying to hit here? I guess like 4th 2 and 4th ring, and then that maybe. Really, anything that means that he's not getting a lot of spells is kind of fine for us. so the Lux doesn't really do anything. Because when he doesn't have, sorry, when he does have Final Sparks, our Collector's just gonna die. So this phase, we assume that we're gonna lose one of the Collectors for sure. That or Prankster, I mean, that's gonna be the most average kind of outcome though, for sure. Okay. Block there, that's fine. Maybe you should have glimpsed this or something. Could have been okay. Get ranked anxiety when you go to 90 plus LP. That's for sure a thing too, and that's like one of those things that just kind of, I guess, gets dealt with experience. Playing Collector here is kind of sketchy because of the Final Spark. But okay. I think it's he has 10 mana, right? So it can easily be like an unyielding and then just the Final Spark, yeah. Unfortunate. Just glimpse that. But the draws. You can combat here too, right? Which is really stupid, but that's gonna have to deal with if he has it, unfortunately. Just have to be the unfortunate reality of the situation that we live in. Okay. So I get Salesman plus got excited for Lethal next round sometimes, which is nice. The Prankster obviously can die though, which is the problem. If he plays like a big spell here, I mean obviously we're not going to be in the best spot ever, but otherwise, I mean we're good. So let's just hope for the best, I guess, and then go from there. Whale, they'll let us win here. Goes to 5. So it's not a win. It does heal for a little bit though, and then we can attack with these. He goes to 2, and then we'll usually win off that with the get excited. Because he doesn't have mana for the Guardian plus combat, so he doesn't have that as an out. Okay, so he's at 3. That should be a dub then. I'm digging at least, I mean. Nice, okay, so we can do this then. It's always nice to hold cards like this. It's not, you don't run into situations that often where like you actually get value from them, and you know you can use stuff like the they get excited to win. Because a lot of the time your opponent will just like try and stagger them so you don't get to play yours last, but still nice that we got to do that and kind of punish him there. It's a good one. So at least in your deck for value, you see very little Spider Synergy to trigger her level up. Basically, yeah. I mean, she's just good in this deck because she's a really strong 2-drop. And another thing that at least does for you is she just lets you go wider, which is really sweet in a list like this. This is just good, right? We're not really going to get anything that crazy back, but we do level the Kelly. It's probably just a fine keep. It's a little bit weird though. It's definitely like a slower hand than I like to play for most of the time. If you don't get anything meaningful back, it's still probably Kelly on 3, but maybe like Prankster plus Relic on 4 then. It's unfortunate there. Been like kind of considering doing like a free to play to Masters run too. I've been talking about that for a long time and how I wanted to do that, but it takes so much time that I've kind of like not wanting to do it, because basically what you do if you're gonna do like a free to play to Masters climb is you pick a deck with like either like an Elise or 2 in it, or like no champions, and then just like basically grind. And that usually just ends up being grinding a list like this, but without champions, or like an elusive deck most likely, which is you know, pretty easy to get Masters with, I would say, to be honest. You could definitely go from a fresh account in like under 24 hours of gameplay time to get Masters, I think. So it'd be kind of cool just to show people that you can do it. It's just whether or not I want to do that, I guess, is a question. I feel like a lot of time the answer to that is just no, I really don't most of the time. It's not that tough to do. It's actually pretty straightforward. It's more about like whether or not I want to spend the time on it, and I usually just have the answer to that being no, just because it's generally not that fun playing those type of lists. At least for 24 hours, it's really not that fun. If you want to do it for like a shorter period of time, it's probably fine, but for 24 hours or whatever it would be, the speedrun is just not really the look for me, at least. So if I pass, I have much better blockers for next round, but I don't push damage. I technically push more damage with the Prankster, but I feel like with this, he probably just open attack with Bark Beast. I guess like the look is if he's playing a chariot, he probably wants to do some chariot stuff next round. So maybe I actually do get the relic off, but I wouldn't get it with the prankster, which should still be okay though. Am I dumb? Why did I think it was my attack phase? Okay, I'm stupid. I'm really dumb. 100% my bad. So I can Mystic Shot that if we want, or just take 7. That's super bad. I think it's Mystic Shot. It's fine. I don't have the relic play. That's okay though. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought that was my attack phase. I can't explain to you why I thought that was that way. I just was I was confused. That's about it. Confused and made a bad play. For sure.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
It's
Kind of sucks, but I think sometimes you just have to like accept that you're gonna fuck up, and that was quite obviously like a pretty big fuck up for me. But it's part of games, you know. You're not always gonna play perfectly, unfortunately. Really wish that I could, but you know, we're all humans, so everybody fucks up once in a while. Just the way it goes. Is anyone climbing consistently with anything? I mean, I'm climbing with basically everything I play. I shouldn't say actually climbing because like the way ladder works is that you really don't climb. But I'm doing well with basically everything that I play.
they'll never see us coming.
You might be putting too much stock value on trying to figure out like what the best deck you can play is. And maybe you're swapping decks a little bit too often if you're having problems climbing. So maybe actually find that if you just stick with one deck and try to get really good at it, you might find that you're able to have a little bit more success on ladder with like an approach like that, potentially. Not 100% sure though. I mean, maybe maybe there's more to it than that I'm missing. Collector's really good, but I'd almost like to play suit up here. I think it's just like this. The open's too strong. Ride the Masters pretty easily. D1 is a little more difficult, but enemies still do so much errors. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's really hard to play Runeterra perfectly, man. Like, I think on the average game I play, like I will make at least one mistake, basically every single time. I think to play perfectly, you really have to be super focused and. Well, I mean, the harder your deck is, the easier it is to misplay as well, but it's,
Where are you going?
I guess it's so confusing with like really a solid answer. It's just, Runeterra really is not a super straightforward and simple game. Okay, so do I really want to play that now? Probably not. I'm not going to die to one elusive unit, right? Unless it's like Dawn and Dusk with it, but suiting up here is not worth. I mean, we're going to, no, we don't kill it 2-1 because the feast goes off first, so. I guess I'm just saying okay to playing the collector, but that kind of feels off. The thing is, if he's in 2 then any of my units dying will allow me to win the game, I guess, so. The collector should just be a good look. Sapling, okay. So it gets a challenge unit for next round. It's also ephemeral, so it will get buffed by the shepherd, so we can clear the prankster with that. But then suit up's just good because then the suit up can make it so I don't die to that. Glove, sure. It's kind of annoying, but it's fine. I feel like the how do I get masters type of thing is one of the most common questions I get asked right now. And for me, a lot of time, I don't think it really matters what you play. I think it's more about, wait, hold up. That was, yeah, that was not the play. That was definitely not the play. Fading Memories is one of those cards that has a higher skill cap, as you guys can tell.
Let's move.
Yeah, that's maybe one of those cards that, oh, that was kind of bad. Yeah, that was kind of really bad. So here he just dies and we're alive, so I can just say okay to this. We don't really have to do anything else right now. Just because we do win the game. And then see what else he can do as far as spells go, and then, you know, respond with ours, I think is the move. Maybe that's why people don't play Fading Memories a lot. It was one of the cards that I was talking about that I actually like. It was running in this deck originally as well. But it's one of the ones that you can mess up with pretty easily, I guess. As you guys just saw. Could be another Green Glade duo here. Might be kind of good for him. Okay, GG. Definitely a good win.